Embrace Magazine is boldly uniting lifestyles as the first ever and only gay magazine in North Central Florida, based right here in Ocala. Recently honored as Best New Magazine, Best Overall Magazine, and Magazine of the Year, all in our first year by the Florida Magazine Association, our mission is to unite the gay and straight communities through exceptional content appealing to all. Hi, I'm John Sotomayor, publisher and editor-in-chief. Tune in to our radio show on Wednesday, December 8th at 10 a.m. here on WOCA. To read our digital issues, follow us on Facebook and visit our website at embracemagazine.us.
It's the Mikamoto auction in Kissimmee, Florida. The Mikamoto Auction Company is the world leader of collector car, vintage and antique motorcycle, and road art sales, and this year's auction is in Kissimmee from January 6th to the 16th at the Ocala Heritage Park. WOCA will be broadcasting live from the auction January 7th from 10 a.m. to noon, and you can join us. 5 winners will receive a free one-day ticket for 2 to tour the venue. Check out the cars, watch the auction, and take in the Mikamoto experience. To enter to win, call us at 352-732-8000 when we play this sound.
Sold, 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 sold.
That's 352-732-8000 when this sound is played.
Sold, 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 sold.
This year's auction features over 3,500 vehicles, including the breathtaking McLaren Speedtail. There are only 100 in the world, and you can get up close and personal this year at the Mikamoto auction. In order to win, you must be available to attend on Friday, January 7th only. So join Galen Unolda and Shane Matthews live from the Mikamoto auction January 7th, 10 a.m. to noon, and listen for this sound.
Sold, 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 sold.
For your chance to win, the Mikamoto auction Kissimmee, January 6th through the 16th.
You're invited, Ocala, so come on over to 5 fabulous acres of Christmas giving for your home, your family, and your friends at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. You'll find it all here in one place, like Ocala's best poinsettias, regularly $6.99 each. You get 3 for just $15. Everybody's favorite budded and blooming foil-wrapped Christmas cactus, just $12.99. And of course, living Christmas trees, starting as low as $29.99 for tabletop size and $99 for sheared to perfection living red cedar and Carolina blue sapphire. That's not all. You need to walk this garden to see hundreds of other ideas for giving and decorating. And don't forget the gift certificates. You get one for yourself for everyone you buy for others. Don't miss this Christmas place. It's Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery on Southeast 38th Street in Ocala, just east of Lake Weir Avenue. Daily till 4, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming Christmas place for 72 holiday seasons.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
It's Monday. Not sure how you did it, but you actually survived an entire 2 days without hearing from Tom. Good job to you. And once again, good luck.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Monday, December 6th. You know, according to the USDA, food insecurity affects nearly 14 million households in the U.S. Nearly 6.1 million children living in those homes. For parents and infants in homes struggling to put food on the table, it's not just about grocery bills, folks. You always think it's just about food and formula. Well, no, it's also finding a way to provide diapers, wipes, those expensive formulas along with baby food. And while there are programs and helping hands out there, often it doesn't meet the need that it needs to meet, causing parents to cut corners in ways that can end up being dangerous to the household. For parents of infants in homes struggling to put food on the table, it's not just the grocery bill that's overwhelming. It's all of it. Well, we're joined this morning by well-known pediatrician Dr. Jen Trachtenberg, and she's here to try to help us figure out how we can keep nutrition for our babies without breaking the bank. Doctor, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning to you.
That's a real concern because people forget when you say a family can't provide for its infant and they reach out to different food banks and stuff, food a lot of times isn't the main issue. Our church asks us once a month to please bring baby toiletries and baby powder and diapers and stuff like that. Sometimes that's forgotten that those things are needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Those things are definitely needed. But, often as a pediatrician, infant formula is really an issue that I see parents making mistakes on. They often try to stretch $1 to feed their kids, but they may make mistakes like switching to cow's milk too early, making homemade formula, and even attempting to stretch their formula by diluting it with water. And that can be really dangerous because babies won't get the nutrients that they need. So instead, parents can consider, and they don't often know this, but they can consider store-brand infant formulas. And I tell this to my patients. Things like Walmart's Parents' Choice formula. It offers complete nutrition. It meets the same FDA standards as expensive name brands, but costs up to 50% less. So it's a $60 a month saving, which is obviously huge, right?
Huge.
Yeah, and I also often tell parents that it's completely safe to switch to store-brand formulas, even if they've been using something different, especially in this current environment where it may be difficult to find your usual name brand formula during the supply chain shortages that we're hearing all about.
Well, when we say food insecurity, some people may not understand what we're talking about. So tell us what food insecurity actually is, and then how it affects
Absolutely.
family with children and infants.
Yes, thank you. I do want to clarify. So food insecurity is the lack of affordable and nutritious food for every person in a household to live an active and healthy life. So, it can also force families to make these decisions that no one should really have to make, like, should I pay my electric bill this month or should I buy nutritious food for my family? And as a pediatrician, I just know that kids who don't eat enough or are eating less have difficult paying attention in school, being social, or participating in activities. But as I said, infants can really be the most vulnerable because they really need adequate nutrition, particularly the first 1,000 days of life, to ensure their future health of the child. So it's really important. And as you said, even there are food pantries and government-funded programs, but it may not be enough, so they have to look elsewhere as well.
You talked about how they mix water with formula, trying to make it stretch a little. What are some of the more common mistakes that parents make when they try to cut cost on essentials?
Yeah, so that's, a big mistake that parents make. They may, as I said, the biggest one I do see is this diluting it with water or really making their own formula. And kids then are just not getting the nutrition they need. So if you're skimping on that, they really are not getting the health they need, and it can really have a huge impact on their health. And this is why that it's good for parents to know that generics, particularly things like diapers and generics for medicines, can really be helpful in stretching your dollar. And, of course, infant formulas as well. I mean, even when it comes to specialized formulas, there now are store-brand infant formulas for babies, and they have the same nutrition. And I really want to, hone that in for parents, that you can get comparable nutrition at, a more inexpensive price point, but your baby will be fed and healthy and grow. And so I think it's really important wherever store that you shop, whether it's Walmart, Target, Costco, Amazon, Walgreens, they are nutritionally comparable to the expensive name brands, but at a real savings to parents. So I think that's just really important because infant nutrition is so vital.
We're talking to parenting expert and pediatrician Dr. Jen Trachtenberg. She's talking to us about the way you can get nutrition for your baby without breaking the bank. Some babies, because you're a pediatrician, so I know you know this, some babies have very specialized or expensive formulas, very specialized. Are there lower cost alternatives that provide the exact same thing as those very specialized and expensive formulas?
There absolutely is, and it's quite new that there are new hypoallergenic infant formulas, particularly for cow's milk allergy, colic due to cow's milk allergy, and you don't have to buy the expensive name brand formulas. Instead, you can buy store brand at either Walmart, Target, Costco, Walgreens, CVS. They all have their own store brand hypoallergenic formulas that actually are comparable in nutrition, and babies tolerate it just well, and they get the same nutrients that they are getting in these much more expensive brand name formulas. So go ahead and try. Telling parents, urging them that even if they do use a hypoallergenic or a specialized sensitive formula, try the store brands. I tell my patients that all the time.
Let's talk about, we got there's about a minute and a half to go. What other tips do you have for new parents? Are there any necessities that really aren't necessities?
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about diapers and wipes, but really I tell patients about over-the-counter medicine. So things like Tylenol, the generic is acetaminophen. It's totally fine to use that for your whole family. Ibuprofen, again, the generic for Motrin or Advil. Diaper creams, baby lotions. And a big tip that I have is that, parents often feel like they need to use bottled water for their babies, but instead, filtered tap water is just fine for the whole family, and that can really be a huge monthly savings.
Yeah, we put a osmosis system into our house, and it's cut down on having to spend $5 for 24 bottles of water.
Right.
And we did that twice a week. That's $10 a week we cut out. You do that by 52, that's $520 we've saved just by putting that system
and great
in.
And great for the environment too.
Yeah, and the system costs less than $500, so we've already paid for it in the first year we had
Right.
it. So
so important. Thanks for sharing that.
Doctor, tell people where they can go find out more information about how to affordably get the needed nutrients that their children need, even the specialized formulas, but do it affordably. Where can they go find more information?
Right. So everyone can go to storebrandformula.com to learn more and find a full list of stores in your area.
Storebrandformula.com. It'll have a full list of places in your area. Doctor, thank you. At this time during the holidays and all, when people are making decisions on how they're going to eat and what they're going to buy for Christmas and everything, some of these tips are going to afford somebody probably food for their table and maybe a gift or two for their child. Thanks so much for all you do.
Thanks for having me. Have a great day.
You as well. That's one of those things that sometimes people say, oh, I got to buy Tylenol. No, you don't. Acetaminophen from Walgreens, the generic brand, the exact same thing. You don't need Tylenol just because it says Tylenol. You don't need somebody, I got to have Pampers. When we buy diapers to give to the church, we go buy the 196 in a box from Sam's. They're just as happy to get those as they are to get Pampers. So you don't always have to get name brand when if you're pinching pennies. And by all means, do not ever water down the formula. All you're giving is the child's water. You're not giving the child any nutrients. So, once again, that leads back to, parenting classes. In my mind, we got to have a license to do everything except have children. That's the most important thing we do as humans. But we figure that out. We just figure it out. So that's why we bring you these kind of interviews to help you if you are in a situation where you need some tips on how to figure it out. We're going to take a break. We come back more in hour one of Ocala Talks. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source. Visit the Appleton Museum of Art for a Dickens Christmas, the Urban Family Holiday Exhibition. On view through January 9th, this festive annual display features beautiful themed trees, the beloved Dickens Village, Santas and nutcrackers from around the world, and much more. On the second floor, see trees decorated by